Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are going to jump into powers and roots today. All right, so we're going to talk about exponential notation, and that just represents repeated multiplication of a number. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, right, which we know is 9. Or maybe it's 4 times 4 times 4. That's exponential notation, okay, is when we write it as 3 squared. We're simplifying it a little bit. We can also go backwards, right? We can say we know 9 is 3 times 3, which means 3 times 3 is really 3 squared, okay? So if we're thinking about the number 1,000, okay, that's a large number to an extent, and sometimes we want to write that slightly differently. So I would think, what numbers that are exactly the same can I multiply together to get 1,000? Well, anytime something ends in 0, 10 is probably involved. And 1,000 is 10 times 10 times 10. Okay? Since we wrote 3 tens, 10 is what we call our base number. And we wrote it 3 times, so that's our exponent number. The big thing we see students do a lot is they do 10 times 3. Okay? But this is saying 10 written 3 times. Okay? So our base number is 10. And our exponent would be 3. Okay, and exponents are usually written a little bit smaller than the base number. Okay, and they're written at the top right-hand corner there. All right, so let's identify the base and the exponent for each of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, okay, B for base for all of these, and then E for exponent. Okay. So if I have 1.2 to the 6th power, 1.2 is my base, and the exponent is 6, because that's my little number. 2 to the 3rd would be 2 is the base, and 3 is the exponent. We could also call that 2 cubed. Okay, cubed has, or 3 has a special name there. Again, here we have a base of -4. We want to make sure we take that negative sign there and have an exponent of 5. Go ahead and try this one on your own. So the base would be -5, and the exponent would be 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and write the expressions in exponential form now. So we're saying 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 would be 5 to the 4th. This one we have -3 times -3, 5 times, right? Now, it's very important that because the -3 is the base, we write that -3 in parentheses when we find our answer over here. Because this is not always the same as this, okay? In this case it is because it's an odd exponent, but that will not always be the case. So we definitely want to make sure that we are writing those in parentheses, so we make sure that negative is included in our answer, okay? Same thing with 1/2 x, 1/2 x, 1/2 x. That is being repeated 3 times completely, so we want the 1/2 x to end up in parentheses. Okay, if it doesn't end up in parentheses, that's going to mean something different. Okay, so again, because we see the 1/2 3 times and the x 3 times, we want to make sure the 1/2 x is all being raised to the 3rd. Okay, and then the next one, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It looks like we have 2 to the 6th because it's 6 times. And then go ahead and try this one. And so that's going to be -4 to the 4th power. And again, that's very important that that -4 is in parentheses, because -4 to the 4th means something completely different. Okay, so just make sure that we do in fact have that in parentheses. We're going to expand and evaluate each expression. All that means is we're going to write out the expansion. So -4 squared is really -4 times -4. And -4 times -4 would give me a positive 16. Okay, again, remember that because this negative is in the parentheses, it ends up in these parentheses as well. Again, -5 times -5 times -5. And if we deal with negative times a negative is a positive times another negative, my answer is going to be negative. And then 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. We can do the same thing with fractions. So we'd have 3/4 times 3/4 times 3/4. And remember, when we multiply fractions, we can just multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. So 3 times 3 times 3 is going to give us a nice 27. And 4 times 4 times 4 would give me a nice 64. I also know that this cannot reduce because 3/4 cannot be reduced. Okay? Again, recall that -4 squared in parentheses is not the same as -4 squared. Okay, so make sure we're paying attention to that. So it says write each number as a power of the given base. Okay, so this throws some people sometimes. Okay. What this means is the base number is going to be 10. And it's saying 10, let me write this in actual font. 10 to the what gives me 10. So this base 10 is here. And this 10 is my answer. And I'm trying to figure out the question mark. So 10 to the what would give me 10? Well, 10 to the 1 power would give me 10, right? Because 10 times 1 is 10. Okay. So again here we're saying, okay, the answer is 36. But the base is -6. So we're saying -6 to the what power is going to equal 36. Okay, and since our base is -6, that would be in parentheses. So we can kind of ignore the negative, because if we have an even number of -6s, then it's going to be positive. And so if I think, well, 6 squared is 36, so I think it's 2. -6 times -6 will also give me a positive 36. So anytime you see a question like this, which you will see in your homework today, okay, anytime we see this, we're saying, okay, the base, so I would write that, to the what power, we don't know, equals this answer here, okay? If you get confused on that, let me know, and we can try it, okay? Again, your homework, you will wait till we're actually in class to complete that, so don't worry about that right now. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.